What is up, guys? Today we're back with a brand new Pokemon Go countdown video. Today we're going to be talking about raids and how I think they're going to make it into the game. Obviously, we do know that there are going to be some sort of boss fight, boss battle, raid sort of functionality put into the game because there was a Mewtwo boss fight or raid or however you want to call it or describe it put into the trailer. So we do know that it exists, we just don't know how we're going to interact with it. So that's what the speculation today is on. So overall, I do think these are going to be cooperative events where a lot of people get together to fight a boss and get some sort of reward. This could be a way that they give away legendaries where you go and you fight a legendary in a certain area with a lot of other people and then everyone gets a copy of the legendary if they're able to beat it. I think that would be really, really cool and an awesome way that they could implement in legendaries and other rare Pokemon into the game because it would encourage people to get together in large groups and coordinate attacks on certain events and bosses, which would be awesome. So I love that idea, and I really, really hope that they include that. But the way that it interacts with teams and how cooperative it really ends up being is up to them, and there are a few ways they could go with it. So I do really like the idea that they'd take teams and make them all work together in a cooperative event towards beating this boss. That maybe would be a way that you could tear down the walls that teams are going to create in the rest of the game just for like a temporary truce to take down certain events and bosses. I think that would be a fantastic thing to do, and it would give people that maybe are friends in real life but not really on the same team an opportunity to play the game together. Also, I would say that another way they could do it is they could make each team have different bosses at different times, and that would just be a really, really neat way that they could sort of divide the player base in a sense that certain teams are going to have certain events at certain times, and eventually they'll all get around to every team, but right at the start, you're going to have exclusive events and exclusive quests and everything to certain teams, which would be a really neat way to encourage certain parts of the player base to go to certain teams right when they start the game, and I really, really like that idea. The only thing that I could see that it could not work out in is if certain areas don't have a very large makeup of certain teams, and then people are having trouble coordinating events and getting together enough people to take down certain bosses. I don't like that idea, but if they have a way that they could fix that, like making it proportional to the amount of people that are in a certain area or something like that, then it would be alright. But otherwise, I think that overall, raids should be a very cooperative event, and it should include all teams working together as a whole unit to take down the boss at hand. So overall, when you have games like this, you have to have some sort of incentive to go to real-world events that take a little bit of time. Obviously, with an event like this, you would end up having to have some sort of incentive like a Pokémon or a certain amount of rare items, exclusive items. I think this would be a great thing that they could do and incentivize the player base to get out and get involved in their community of Pokemon Go players. But I really don't have a lot of opinions on this. There are a lot of ways they could go with it that completely deviate from what I've talked about here. One major way would be making it so teams have no say whatsoever in the whole rest of the game, and their only actual purpose is when you're playing in forts. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I really think that a capture the checkpoint type of style for forts would be fantastic, and then making it so you tear down that wall when you're fighting certain bosses or going to certain events would be a really, really neat way to bring the player base together. But that's just my opinion. So that is going to be about it for this one, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. If you have any suggestions for things that I should cover in these videos, then go down to the comment section below and let me know because I'd be happy to cover them. Until the next one, hope to see you all back here tomorrow. Peace.